it's actually a Viper coming through from SMG. Okay.
What?
I still don't mind the CK.
Yeah, because they don't deal with the illusions at all. And Viper is
Nope.
just going to get ripped apart from all the physical damage that CK
10
has.
seconds remaining.
Another stun to set up for the Ice Blast. Something that Mizu...
5
Mizu's
seconds
only
remaining.
played Darkseer and Chaos Knight so far. So something that they...
You were saying he was inflexible. Saying he needed to expand his hero
Mhm.
pool a little bit, but I think they were just good Darkseer and Chaos Knight
Dire
games, you know?
team pick.
Let's make it a third. So two heroes that is picking up here. But
I think it's a great pick. Like, even if you have the argument that his hero pool is kind of shallow in the off lane, it's just a great one. You could scale. The supports don't
10
deal with it.
seconds
The
remaining.
Nether Toxin is nice. You know, it's going to disable that Chaos Strike passive,
5
but
seconds
it
remaining.
doesn't really matter if you're just getting chunked down before you're able to get that off.
did he go Midas in both games? I'm trying to remember. I think, yeah. So is this now a little bit worrying that Galaxy Racer could be a bit slow? Because Chaos Knight going Midas, Wraith King, he can go Armlet into the Radiance or Armlet into something that didn't really work out in last game when we saw Marb try and go for that Iron build. But it definitely feels like now these two heroes may be a little bit slow.
Perhaps. I mean, you've got a lot of kill potential with this CK with a Lion, right? So you're going to have to be very careful about the positioning. Whoever's going to be the one that chooses it. Mid one, he has a habit of, you know, feeding a kill or two in the laning stage, but oftentimes
team
not that
battle.
many after that. And it's going to be the Troll Warlord, kind of like what we were thinking, right? Just that little bit of extra survivability. You get that instant use of the Battle Trance to be able to at least survive through the initial burst. Even if you get chain stun, there's still the false promise that you can use together with the lifesteal that you get from the Troll
team
ulti.
ban.
So I like this pick. It's going to be okay against the CK as well, since you have that ranged form. The question is this Viper going to be against the Wraith King, trying to shut him down with KP playing it, or is it going to be Nia playing it? Because I feel like for Galaxy Racer's side, they need a tempo creator
10
right now.
seconds remaining.
Are they going to be baited? Well, they're going to have the last pick overall, so they're going to be able to adjust for it.
5
But
seconds remaining.
CK already deals very well with the Viper. Do they go all in on to
Dire
just shutting
team
out this
ban.
Viper with picking up a Wind Ranger, is my question.
I really want this Viper to be KPs. I think both teams need a tempo hero that can make a lot of plays right now. Because
10 seconds
like I said, for
remaining.
Galaxy, I feel like your two cores already are pretty slow. Depending,
5 seconds
we have seen Chaos
remaining.
Knight go back-to-back Midas games, so I feel like that might be again what Mizu's build could be. So I feel like, and that's where Alacrity shines, just on this tempo
Radiant team
controlling. Actually, we have seen him play the Invoker a couple of times. How can the Invoker feel? Great to kite the troll.
It is, but it's slow. It's slow, and SMG
okay.
are taking out the Storm, the Void Spirit, Ember Spirit's already gone. I feel like it needs to be something that's able to rotate. It
10
might just be that
seconds
Wind Ranger,
remaining.
honestly. Like, it's going to depend
Dire
on, of course,
team
where this Viper goes, but I don't know.
Looks like they think it's a Viper off with the Tiny Conquer getting banned, so they're looking to get rid of Nia's heroes.
Radiant team pick.
The sack.
They don't have good gap close. That's the thing. So you could go for a lane dominator like a Lina in this scenario. Good amount of burst damage if you're able to get in onto an Oracle as well. Gives you good lane push, which you are lacking a
10
little bit
seconds
on Galaxy
remaining.
Racer. And you're going to be able to outrange that Leshrac. He's still obviously got the tower taking potential. They're just going to go for the
Now select
Invoker. I
your
mean,
heroes.
it's good against the Lesh, of course. You know, burn his mana. Good amount of crowd control as well. But my worry is that SMG, they're just going to try and group up super early on with KP harassing out in your Dream in the safe lane, making sure he doesn't have much, and then rotating the Lesh through after he shoved the wave out a little bit to try and get that Diabolic Edict onto the top tower, shrink the space that Galaxy Racer can farm, and, well, put everything onto mid one still at the end of the day. So I don't know. This is pretty even though. I'm just worried that Galaxy Racer are going to get run over. But other than that, if they can get past the laning stage, it's looking real strong for them.
Yeah, I think that's a big issue as well. Like, it does look like a pretty good Invoker game, but the question is on if Alacrity is going to be able to keep up that tempo. Invoker's not as solid of a tempo controlling hero like some of the spirits that we've been seeing so often. So it really feels like Alacrity has to have quite the Invoker game. You need to get these level 6s on Galaxy Racer. That's where the pulls are going to come into play. If the lanes go well, we could see a early Ice Blast, early Finger of Death, which gives you some of this pick-off potential. But we've seen that teams, when you recognize that you need to group up, because that's how you're going to be able to, that's when you're the strongest compared to the opposition. And when you have a lineup to enable that, like what SMG do, like you've got a Viper that can build utility, an Oracle that can really enable the Leshrac to be able to sit on the front line, and the Nyx Assassin to kind of scout for some of these pickoffs. If anyone's trying to collapse and defend a tower, I just feel like SMG need to play to their power spike and at least how they are going to be their strongest. And for Galaxy Racer, they need to try and delay this game. But can they do that? That is the question.
Yeah, I mean, they're both good drafts. That's the thing, right? It's just how are you going to take advantage of what your strengths and weaknesses are in the draft. So if the laning stage goes very well, then for Galaxy Racer, or even breaks even, to be honest, I think they should take it. If not, then SMG definitely do have a chance to bring this one. So I'm not even going to make a prediction. I'm just going to predict that we're going to have a fun time.
That's a pussy way out of it.
Everyone's going to enjoy. Oh, wow.
All
Where'd you learn
in.
that?
Let's go.
All right, you first. Weak.
Galaxy. I don't
kind of like Galaxy too.
Yeah. I'm a bit worried that
30 seconds.
mid one might not be able to hit as many heroes as I think they need him to.
Yes.
And
For me, this game's on KP. How good of a lane is he going to have against this Wraith King?
Yeah.
Are you going to need to be worrying about like 3 lanes at once, basically, or can you just take one out of the equation altogether? And you can't get caught out, right? We've talked over and 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 over again about the Cold Feet and the Wraith Fire Blast. So all you need is a single lockdown on that. Viper, your armor sucks, your HP's not great, so you can see KP, he's really prioritizing just having that movement speed to be able to poke and prod, starting out with a boots of speed. Very rare that you see that from an offlaner, but I think this is the right decision.
And they're actually going to start with 3 down bot at the moment. This is something I didn't even think we've seen this so far through the group stage. It's like no one even having a tri lane for like the first minute maybe to get a kill. Well, as soon as I say that, it's just going to evaporate. But that is still holding its point that I've not been seeing many tries mid one. Is he actually just dead? The double stun combo. Yokem. That is a lot of damage that he was not expecting.
Magic touch.
I'll be honest, I wasn't even looking up onto that top side of the map, so I'm like, how the hell does that happen? I did say, though, that he oftentimes feeds away a kill or 2 in the laning stage, just trying to get that extra last hit or 2. But, I mean, this is a good indication for Galaxy Racer's chances, giving over that early first blood. Who ended up getting it? It was Yokem. Okay, so he's going to have early boots, I think, already coming out to him. Yeah, that's going to be nice.
Demised.
Is who? Mid one's Whirling Death, still on cooldown. Whirling Axes, I should say. Apologies. It's going to be... I think all the lanes are going to be really, really aggressive. Like Wraith King AA up against a Viper. Such a lane dominating hero. Then you got mid, Nia, Invoker, the 1v1 between these twos. Yeah, that's going to be exciting to watch them. And we've already seen a kill up top with the double stun lane from Mizu and Yokem. And these have been a duo that I've been very impressed with so far. It feels like they are constantly having some really, really solid lane performances, which is then transitioning into a great early, great mid game. And it's just giving this new look Galaxy roster, something for enemy teams really to fear.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking real strong on Galaxy Racer right now. And, you talked about the strong kill potential all throughout. For SMG's end, it's going to be that level 3 on the Oracle. You can see here Yokem, he's kind of holding out a little bit low on the HP pool, but as we say that, they make a bit of a rotation through trying to take out Raji, forced to pop the Fairy Fire and the stick, but it's not going to be enough.
Uh-oh.
Alacrity, though, getting a little low. You're an
Radiant's
Invoker,
courier
you're
has
Crossworks.
been
You got a
killed.
little bit of that extra
Upper lane.
regen.
KP, they got the cold feet proc. Galaxy Racer. It's quite the start for the laning stage here, my good sirs. They got 3 kills already to their names.
It's looking good.
We haven't really seen too much mid. Yeah. Doing a lot of damage on Alacrity. It's got another round of the Lightning Storm up pretty soon. Alacrity runs in the little nook here, but it's going to make it really easy for Nia to get the connection of that split earth. And he's able to pick up the first kill of the game for SMG. We already see some of the voice lines even dropping a sticker as well.
Yeah, the steady bomb PP coming out and making sure that he's pushing this wave in, not ruining his creep equilibrium all that much, but still. I was kind of surprised that he let that range creep live for that long, because Alacrity, he hasn't had a fantastic start, obviously giving up that kill, but already 700 net worth behind Nia. A little bit surprising, to be honest.
KP is about to hit his level 3 timing as well. I should say level 3 spike. I say that. He's not even got a point in the poison attack in this lane, so never mind. He's not going to get that extra level value from the Q.
I'm surprised about that, to be honest. You know, I felt like that was the way he would play this lane, you know, just constantly be spamming that out onto the Wraith King before he picks up some of his maneuverability items, take advantage of your boots to be able to just hit him twice, get back. Hit him twice, get back. You know, if it gets him low, makes him spend more regen, good. At the very worst, you would be, Yokem might be dead here. Never mind. Uses the Fairy Fire to be able to live, so that Purifying Flames is just going to heal him on back up. Yeah, at the very least, what that style would have done for KP is that it would have, you know, made In Your Dream miss out on a couple of last hits just when he's trying to deal with it.
Mizu's got a bottle. Okay. I hate it. I hate it at all.
I don't know. Just constant aggression coming through. I don't think they'll be able to get the kill onto Rogi. Surely not.
Pop your one for your stun. They're gonna dive. Cost him his life here, but at least Troll doesn't get any of the experience. They're showing the lane dominating prowess that they often need on a Chaos Knight.
Free bottle refill as well, you know. That's the value. Probably didn't have to give up his life, but at the end of the day, it was fine. You know, you're giving a little bit of gold back to Rogi, no experience, and he can just TP exactly where he wants to. Hell, he might even go bottom if the lane was pushed out a little bit further, but no, he's just gonna go back top.
Dire are scanning.
See, are there any stacks getting made? Mainly for the Lesh, not that I can see at the moment. Oh, there is a double at the hard down bot. So maybe Nee can farm that. And
I think he's doing just fine. It could even just be for KP, right? If he has eventually a couple more points in the Nether Toxin, it's going to allow him to do it.
top lane. Oh, Relief Rift actually means they miss on the Earth Spike there, which might cost them the kill on mid one. But you see how this lane's going for them. I mean, mid one still got 27 last hits. Has cost him 2 death cells. Bot lane, Polo gets the Cold Feet proc, so KP is not going to be able to continue with the poison attacks, but Arfu closes the distance. That Impale is all they need. Cold Feet's back up once again, and with the proc coming through thanks to the Ray Fire Blast connection, but In Your Dream might have to Mango TP out. So he's got nowhere to run. Slowed down 280 movement speed. He will end up losing his life here.
Yeah, this is much more of the laning phase there. SMG were hoping for. Able to get these turnaround kills. KP, I mean, you just see the strength that KP has when he gets his few points in the poison attack. You know, you can't run away. You've gone these builds that don't yet have the boots on the Wraith King, so you're very easily able to be kited around. He's eventually got the phase boots, but it wasn't enough.
Again, mid one.
Oh no.
He's going to lose his life, and
We'll get
Rogi
another
will
one.
fall, yeah. This off lane, it's just causing so much chaos right now for SMG.
Was that a pun?
Maybe. Wasn't intended, but like now you bring it up, we'll just roll with it. Gonna roll with the kill on In Your Dream, so at least they get a return. This is a great movement, however, because Nia, he wants to connect with the catapult wave. He's got 3 points in the edict, so getting a kill into that tier 1, because what the Ancient Apparition TP top, nothing that hero can really do to keep this tower up anyway. So a very early
Racing
objective.
just TP'd back there as well, right? So even an additional bonus coming through from that. And unfortunately, the Observer Ward didn't scout him out in time that they had placed up previously as a bit of a defense. Alacrity at least is able to get some farm. No real tower pressure being put onto this mid lane though. So I don't think SMG are going to mind too much at all.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
What is Alacrity?
Getting the haste here. I mean, this is what allows an Invoker to rotate. Some luck coming through from a haste coming through the top side. Also, he's actually gonna walk down towards mid.
I was expecting a bit of a different reaction from you. You're supposed to say with me.
What?
Yeah, but it was like a little bit more emphasis on it. Like felt like it was all me. Surely Arfu does not get away. Okay.
He doesn't have much mana to burn, so he's gonna be just fine. They're gonna land. No, just missing the Ice Blast there on mid 1. He's still level 5 as well, so not doing too great. I suppose In Your Dream's in a similar sort of situation, so not the worst, but Rogi, he's just trying to soak up as much of this experience on the top side as he can. Obviously, as an Oracle, sucks at clearing creep waves, but he'll snipe a range creep or two and be fine with it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Something we did bring up though is the levels and the importance of that. Like Ancient Apparition's already 6. The Lion is about to hit 6 as well, especially after the kill on Rogi. So you're now going to have a lot of opportunities to find these quick burst pickoffs across the map, and that could really cause chaos for SMG, because we've already seen what can happen in the lane, you know, against the Troll Warlord, who's died 3 times, and now, you know, Oracle. Like, you don't really want to position this early mid lane.
Yeah.
Ice Blast, yeah, they find Nia in the tree line, who was trying to juke around and play with that Edict little nook there, but he's gonna get brought down. It does cost Mizu his life, but I'd say you're pretty happy with getting the kill on the Lesh and also finding Arfu.
Yeah, you're totally cool with that. I mean, when I saw Nia use this TP to get back to the mid lane, I was like, oh, he's revealing a lot on the map. That's what enabled Galaxy Racer to continue the dive onto the Oracle on the top side. He was able to get his level 6, but just respawning a little late to be able to join the rest of his team when they attempted taking their tier 1 mid. And with this siege creep wave coming, Alacrity's going to do his best to... I mean, it's pretty damn rare that you've got a Leshrac versus an Invoker, and Invoker's in a better position to be able to take out your tier 1 tower first.
Yeah, that is something you see too often.
Going in onto Rogi.
Another great setup here. Protected for a little bit with the Fate's Edict. He might even pop the ulti if it's required.
Oh!
Spike, he might be forced to use it now. Never mind. Great kill on the Oracle. Polison's going to trade his life for this, though, so a 1-for-1 in the support regard.
Still, 3-man rotation coming through. I don't think any of them were TPs other than Arfu's, though. So KP, Nia, they were just in the right position at the right time. And again, we were talking about the level advantage that is very important early on. Leshrac is one that really wants to exploit that. He's got the maxed out Diabolic Edict. They force the Glyph out. And that's going to enable AA to be back alive. He might launch the Ice Blast before TPing into that mid lane. No, he's just going to TP, hold it off. TP to the back one as well. I like that. Just in case the team needs to quickly join in.
I like how active Dire are looking to get with taking objectives, though. Because Mizu's...
But I also like Galaxy Racer with their positioning on the supports, right? Yokam, Paulson, they know that that's what SMG want to do. And they're just like, well, we're backing up our mate. And they're even going to go for a counterplay here.
It's really important because the Chaos Knight needs space for this Midas. You know, In Your Dream needs space for the Radiance. So the other 3 need to just be the ones kind of defending the map. And, you know, Dire...
He's kind of low on mana. He doesn't have enough to be able to cast the Battle Trance. With a few spells, he should.
Oh, that's a long-range stun. Rogi needs to get involved. Hex great use of the stun lock from Yokam will prevent the false promise from keeping mid one potentially alive.
That was even without a lot of the damage coming through from Alacrity, who he's finished up his Spirit Vessel now. Crossworks Invoker level 9. He's just going to look to continue trying to ramp up this pressure to the top side. Afu's going to go down. But yeah, you don't really care
much. I don't know if... Do you feel like Dire are happy with the status quo of this game at the moment, with only taking one tier 1?
Nope. They wanted a much better start to this game because their heroes that they're up against feel like they just scale so much heavier than yours. Even Alacrity, you know, after... I'd say it was a pretty heavy loss in the mid lane against the Leshrac. I thought Nia did a fantastic job. He's been able to pull it right on back with good amount of kill involvements, and that's without being an excellent invoker. He doesn't have that Sunstrike potential, so it's been as a result of his movements, but more importantly, the supports. I mean, look at... You've got a Lion that's 4-0-7 this game. That's how well Yokam is playing so far.
Mid one?
Not again.
He's actually trying to man fight. Mizu's got an illusion rune though, so gets out of the root, and mid one's committed way too deep. Here comes the support rotations, and mid one. That's your 5th death of the game. SMG, they're going to try and swing on over. They've got some backup in the supports. Yokam will just sacrifice his life. It's a bit of a streak that's going to get claimed. They might get Mizu as well. Nice sidestep, Purifying Flame. Going to go on the tree line. Mizu back to safety. And they're going to be careful how deep they dive. Mizu's going to try and look to turn Alacrity with the TP, and KP's even going to look to show up as well. But, a 4-man tornado from Alacrity burns all the mana. They just can't dive deep under the T2 tower like that. They'll finally get the kill on Nia. As In Your Dreams going to chase the rest of SMG away from their side of the map. Get away from my objectives. Get away from my team.
I think you can dive under that tower, but that was just some amazing juking coming through there from Mizu. Just dodging everything. Making sure he had the rest of his team to back him up as well. What a teamfight combination coming through from Alacrity. These boys are on point.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Talked about it before. Tier 1 tower going to the Invoker before the Leshrac. That's how you know how disastrous of a laning stage this has been for SMG. And you've got the Midas as well. It's nearly finished up on Mizu. So not only is he going to be able to take advantage of those increased levels, get him much faster towards that level 15, get the 35% cleave for himself, but big influx of gold.
What about Alacrity too? Okay, so he's not going Midas this game. He's going to go...
There's no way they could have got a Midas. Yeah. That would have been incredibly slow.
Just have 2 Midases, then a Wraith King trying to farm up a Radiance. That's it's quick tempo Dota.
I don't know how I feel about him going to the Ag Scepter either. He had enough money for the Boots of Travel, I believe, at one point. And I feel like that would have been a much better use of his gold, because you've already taken the mid tier 1 tower. Again, you know that SMG need to get aggressive, so what you need to do is just enable yourself to be a bit faster, enable your response to all of that stuff. Mizu, they might even catch Yokam, and it'd be a value kill.
Top lane. Big one to get on Yokam. Another great tornado, but it's not going to see the safety of the Lion. Doopsie.
Still though, honestly, that EMP combination is nearly as good as a kill, because they have drained all of the mana on 3 heroes on SMG. So now there's no gank potential. You either need to go all the way back to base, or you need to just wait until your mana's back up again. And well, I don't think that's what either of them want to do.
How is mid one going farming wise? Okay, so still a little bit away from this Battle Fury. Ice Blast? Alacrity?
This is keen.
It is, but like, it doesn't even, like, I don't think they really believe they get that kill, but it's just, like, now you're out of mana, and that's how he needs to farm. You know, maybe you force, like, you get him from, you stop him from hitting these creeps, which is the issue. Like, that's what you want. You know you're really strong right now, so play aggressive. Like, it doesn't matter if you don't get that kill. It's a contrast of, like, mid one has to, he's not farming safely. He has to actually, you know, farm with a hero up in his face, and that's completely different than what the Wraith King's been doing.
And I suppose with Alacrity there, I mean, it sucks that he used the last Spirit Vessel charge that he had. I feel like that was a bit of a mistake, but he realized the fact that his EMP in the previous engagement hit onto 3, so there wasn't any kind of turnaround potential. But you talk about potential. Nia here on the bottom side, he's got Mizu connecting through to him as well, and this should probably be a dead Lesh.
Well, just Nia's been doing whatever he can to really push these side lanes out and put a little bit of attention away from the Troll Warlord. But Radiant have very good pick-off capability, and this is kind of pre-blinks as well, which we're getting pretty close to that here for Yokam's Lion. He's got about 1,800 gold in the bank.
I had a lot of fun collecting this lot.
And this is now Radiance as well for In Your Dream. They've caught out another. They'll squash the bug. Make sure they guarantee that kill with a Finger of Death. Mid one's gonna show up, but like, you don't want to show up. You got Battle Fury. You want to be farming, whereas In Your Dream with Radiance, he's happy to fight.
No.
Ice Blast, Roger needs to get in position for the ultimate, but he used it as soon as the Ice Blast got connected. So the timing might not be on point here.
It's going to expire first.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, too soon. That's what we were talking about. You just needed to wait that extra half second or so. So SMG, they're on the ropes. They're feeling pressured by this Galaxy Racer lineup that, to be honest, probably shouldn't be. You know, you haven't gone the Boots of Travel on Alacrity, so he's a lot slow with his movements around the map. He's only one component away from the Aghanim Scepter, and he's still making a ton of stuff happen around the map, just purely with Boots and a Spirit Vessel.
And it's like, where do you farm right now on the map? Like, if the Chaos Knight shows bot, you get a stun into Ice Blast and maybe a rotation from Invoker or Lion. And then it's the same as top, like where the Wraith King's farming, Invoker's just hunting. It's just, you see, like, now they have this global potential, the Ancient Apparition.
KP's here. They got the supports. They were trying to bait Polo with a little bit there with the use of the Ghost Walk.
Dire are scanning.
And they're going to find KP. He's going to go underneath the Cold Feet. They'll take the Oracle, though. That's just as good.
Get rid of all that sustain. They haven't killed him up just yet. And they've gone a little bit deep. Invoker on the front line is not what you want here, but the extra stuns and damage
Lesh doesn't use any
is
ability.
incredibly lacking right now from SMG. Neo getting control of the high ground. KP will lose his life as well. But now they'll turn their attention to mid one with the Ghost Ward drop. Meatball on the ground as well. Yokam, great blink on forward. It's going to be able to set up for the Sunstrike. The damage is not enough. So mid one's able to get back to safety here. This is solely off the fact that they weren't able to kill Rogi to start, which is the hero they tried to go on.
Yeah. No Oracle ulti was available either, so SMG lucky enough just to get away with only KP falling down, but again, Alacrity didn't die. And for the first time this game, he's just going to play a little bit more of the selfish role. Stay back, 500 gold, that's all he needs for the Cataclysm, and I mean, we've already seen a number of multi-man stuns coming through from Yokam. I'm sure they're going to bank on another one of those coming through into the Cataclysm. The Arcane Rune as well, are you
Dire's
serious?
middle tower is under attack.
They do need a quick pick off for the Spirit Vessel charge on Alacrity. They're actually going to set up for down bot. Dire got the numbers nearby. Wraith King, he can join them with a TP. But mid one's still not in fighting shape right now. He's actually going for Sanj and Yasha. But jump on Rogi first. Jesus, obliterated the Oracle.
There's the
Now
vessel.
they're going to jump the back as well. KP will lose his life. And meanwhile, a perfect simultaneous jump from Yokam means they'll control the Nyx Assassin. 3 will fall. Adding those Spirit Vessel charges now is up to 3. And mid lane, they've got the Catapult Wave. They can push this in and put pressure on the tier 2 tower.
With the Aghanim Scepter, but let's not forget about that. Mizu, he was the one that grabbed a couple of those kills there in the team fight. He's on to his level 14, Midas off cooldown, nearly level 15. His net worth is just going to continue to go. I guess probably going to go ahead of the Troll Warlords by the end of this game.
Bounty.
Alacrity? He's hunting. Nia? He's gonna run out? Oh, he just saw him. Pinging. You saw him, brother. Oh, what's going on?
Have they got the Ice Blast flying over yet?
I got a TP. Alacrity needs to keep vision. Mid one tier 2.
Ice Blast is launching. I think it's on point as well. He's played a bit of Space Invaders in his time. Oh, just a
I don't think it's gonna matter though. You got these 2 rotations. That'll be plenty of damage. No, they don't have finger. Ain't the case. You'll set up Sunstrike. Invoker player knows his timings on the Yule Sunstrike, even if it's the opposition to use it. It'll be another kill here for the Invoker. 6, 1, and 8. You were bringing up how I feel about Alacrity's playstyle so far with this new Galaxy Racer Afu. That is a very interesting positioning. Maybe he's looking to bait, because a lot of Galaxy Racer heroes did show top, and they got the numbers advantage at the moment. Ice Blast gonna fly. They have the outpost control. Wraith King is the only one with TP that can join them, so it looks like they might just have to leave Mizu. But with the Battle Trance, extra attack speed damage, it's enough. Mid one will be able to find a 4 times killing streak.
Was 0.2 seconds away from finishing that TP. Even the BKB not enough to be able to bring him away. So good reaction by mid one there to ensure that, look, we need something to be able to get back into this game, and a 500 gold injection is going to do that. They do end up taking the outpost away though. So we talk about that experience and what it's going to provide to Galaxy Racer. It's going to be a little bit more lacking for SMG's side now, force them to be out of position, and you've even got that Radiance, right? So you can just see In Your Dream placing himself in the dire jungle, not even attacking these creeps, he's just going to stand there. Oh, eventually he decides to right click, but the burn's going to be enough to take him out.
It's about time.
When do you feel like Radiant want to take Roche? Because they've had a very big lead and haven't really thought about it.
Maybe now that they've got the safety of having the BKB finished up on In Your Dream. He was holding a lot of gold, not even buying any of the components until this point. So I think that was just the extra little bit of a security net that they wanted. Getting close to level 18 as well on In Your Dream, so maybe wanting to wait for that before they make any kind of further engagements through. You've got level 2 ultis on both of your supports. Mizu as well, he's reached that coveted level 15. Just trying to bait out a few reactions there, cancelling his reality rift.
There you go. 3 lives to work with now for In Your Dream. They're also going to be able to catch out KP. Spirit Vessel, Ice Blast.
It's going to walk away.
Bye bye Viper.
There we go. Level 18. Push into the mid lane. You've got a creep wave joining you soon enough. Mizu, he's confident enough to go in onto the front lines with that BKB. He's going to get caught out first. Still though, even though he didn't have the vision, didn't panic pop his BKB, realizing that the rest of his team were behind him. You've got a good solid net worth lead. Glyph is available, but with that Alacrity from Alacrity, In Your Dream is going to start chunking down this tower.
And Yokam's also trying to get set up for a pick-off potentially. And moving down, Alacrity. Very far on the front line. Tornado's going to try and disrupt the start here from SMG. They'll get on top of Polison. Ice Blast still going to fly, but Nia, even though he's protected with the BKB, the physical right clicks coming through is too much for him to handle. Now they're going to look to turn. Controlling up the backline, mid one. He's still got Roger nearby just in case he needs to try and drop the ultimate here. But how about the ultimate? Cataclysm's going to fly. Troll using that battle trance, moving on forward, but it's completely kited. The disarms are coming out. They've got him dead to rights, and they're also going to be able to catch up too. What an Earth Spike from Yokam. There's just nothing that it feels like SMG are able to do in this game. They're getting completely outplayed. It's a triple for In Your Dream, and I am struggling to see a way back into this game.
Me too. They were even able to take the tier 2 tower. Glyph was popped previously. In Your Dream is going to go for the tier 1. Honestly, it kind of feels like a situation where you might not even want to take it. You don't want to allow them to refresh the Glyph. They're going to do it anyway. Mizu pops the Phantasm. You can see that immediately it forces that back, kind of wasting the CK ultimate a little bit. And you lose your siege creep too. But the rich get richer. He's getting closer to that AC for himself. It's, yeah, I agree with you. It's hard to see a situation where SMG are going to come back into this one.
Who knows though? A high ground defense where Nyx has got Burrow when they dive too far. Maybe Roger can drop a good ulti on mid one. They do...
I mean, they're committing as 5 here onto In Your Dream. They're lucky enough that he's not going to have the teammates to survive, but he's level 20 with BKB and Aegis. So, good luck with that.
Doesn't care. He actually does not care.
No Axe Shard as well. They're not even going to commit to try and burn the Aegis. Wow.
Oh boy, that's I'm gonna scary prospect now to come back this far down. Like I was saying, they've got a lot of experienced players, so they're going to be able to come up potentially with a crafty way to defend this high ground. But you're down 13,000 gold. Like, there's not many ways you can really push back and maybe get this game to an even stage.
I was about to say, your carry is 1-7 and 0. It's probably going to be worse soon.
Mid one's just going to get caught out. Nia would try and protect him. Battle Trance still available here for mid one. Forstaff try and get the Invoker out of harm's way. The Psalm will come through as well thanks to the Deafening Blast. And able to bring forward Yorkamp. Great Earth Spike stun once again. A multi-hero from him. The backline from Galaxy Racer just will tear apart the supports so they cannot protect the Leshrac and the Troll.
This is Call It territory. I mean, lanes are all pushed in. Troll now 1-8 and 0. Involved in one counter kill in the laning stage, but since then, mid one's presence, even though somehow he's kept relatively up in farm with the use of that Battle Fury, it's not enough. You know, at least until he's got that BKB, it feels like he's going to get kited around with these cold snaps, with these stuns. Deafening Blast makes every single use of the Battle Trance nearly useless.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Well, they still have 40 seconds of the Aegis as well here for Galaxy Race, so I don't think they'll get anything else out of it though. But they're happy with what they've got. 19,000 net worth lead, a full set of barracks claim mid. You got some tier 3 neutral items to farm up now. And you can just suffocate Dire for, you know, the next 3 minutes or so until Roche is up, and then you can look to end the game if you want to be a little bit more safe.
They can tell that they know where Afu's going to be holed up as this next assassin. Off to the side, not a typical place where you might put a sentry ward, but recently Mizu just picked up the Gem of True Sight, so if he gets anywhere close, that range on the Reality Rift, it's so big. Gotta be a bit of a worry. Even turning off the Radiance there was in your dream. Turns it back on to engage on onto KP, and they already burst down the Leshrac. This one's over.
Yeah, they just drop it. You have to. When it's looking this grim, you got to call it quits, and you know, don't lose that mental aspect of it. You know, if you stay in a little bit too long, it can really drain you dry here, and it got to keep in mind it is a best of 2. So we're gonna see what SMG to come back and reset. But what do you feel like some of the main issues were for them in this game one?
Dying way too many times in the laning stage when you've got a stronger laning stage setup, for one. KP, I think, didn't skill as correctly as he could have to try and, you know, reduce the impact that In Your Dream was going to have. Nia played a good game. I'm not going to take anything away from him. It was just that Alacrity, because of how the other lanes went, with the luckiness of that 8-minute haste stream, was able to make a rotation, make those lanes go from bad to worse, and then it just snowballed from there with this better scaling lineup that Galaxy Racer has.
Yeah, you just see once they're able to get online, even before that, like we were saying, Galaxy Racer are going to be a little bit more, they can't make as many plays just with the cores they had, and often we see Mizu going this Midas on the Chaos Knight, but it didn't matter. Like, the level 6s were so impactful, and it's another game where the Ancient Apparition is winning, and it's got to get to a stage where I don't want to say like it's got to get banned out, but I feel like we just have to get some better priority. You know, they tried the Oracle. Just the positioning from Roger this game is a lot more difficult when you're that far behind, because you can't really group up as a team because all your cores are still needing items. But just you got to give props where it's due. Galaxy Racer, the execution for them in this first game was just incredibly on point, and that's exciting to see from this new formed roster and taking it head-to-head against SMG. And with that being said, that's just game 1 in the books here, so we'll send it to a break with game 2 coming up shortly between Galaxy Racer and Team SMG.